Namaste बिटिया, खुश रहो बिटिया. Myself JVN Dr. Ritu Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Gynae of Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Today my session is Physiological Changes During Pregnancy, Part 2. The last lecture we was discussed the physiological changes part 1st, and today we discussed part 2nd, the changes in breast. The change in the breast are best evident in a primary gravida. In multipara, who has once lactated, the changes are not clearly defined. Size. The increased size of the breast becomes evident even in early weeks. This is due to marked hypertrophy and proliferation of ductus, the estrogen and alveoli, estrogen and progesterone, which are marked in peripheral lobules. There is also hypertrophy of the connective tissue stroma. Myoepithelial cells become prominent. Vascularity is increased, which result in appearance of bluish vein running under the skin. Quant, often the axillary tail, prolongation of breast tissue under cover of the proctalis major, become enlarged and painful. There may be evidence of striation or due to stretching of cutis. Nipple and areola. The nipples become larger, erectile, and deeply pigmented. Variable under of number of sebaceous gland 5 to 15, which remains invisible in the non-pregnant state in the areola, become hypertrophied and are called Montego-Mery tubercles. Those are placed surrounding the nipples. Their secretions keep the nipple and areola moist and healthy. An outer zone of less marked and irregular pigmented area appears in second trimester and is called secondary areola. Secretion. Secretion colostrum can be squeezed out of the breast at about 12th week, which at first becomes sticky. Later on by 16th week, it becomes thick and yellowish. The demonstration of secretion from the breast of the woman who has never lactated is an important sign of pregnancy. In later months, colostrum may be expressed from the nipples. Cutaneous changes during pregnancy. Cutaneous changes, first is pigmentation. The distribution of pigmentary changes is selective. First phase, chloisma gravidum or pregnancy marks. It is an extreme form of pigmentation around the cheek, forehead, and around the eyes. It may be patchy or diffuse, disappears spontaneously after delivery. Second, breast changes are already described. Third, abdomen, linea nigra. It is a brownish black pigmented area in the midline stretching from the xiphoid sternum to the symphysis pubis. The pregnancy changes are probably due to melanocyte stimulating hormone from the anterior pituitary. However, estrogen and progesterone may be related to It as similar change are observed in women taking oral contraceptive. The pigmentation disappear after delivery. Straight gravidarium. These are slightly depressed linear liner marks with varying length and breadth found in pregnancy. They are predominantly found in the abdominal wall below the umbilicus, sometimes over the thighs and breast. These stretch marks represent the scar tissue in the deeper layer of the cutis. Initially, these are pinkish, but after the delivery, the scar tissue contracts and obliterate the capillaries and they become glistening white in appearance and are called straight albicans. Apart from the mechanical straightening of skin, increase in aldosterone producing during pregnancy as the responsible factor. Controlled weight gain during pregnancy and massaging the abdominal wall by lubricated like olive oil may be helpful in reducing their formation. Apart from pregnancy, it may form in case of generalized edema, marked obesity the in or in Cushing syndrome. Other cutaneous changes, these include vascular spider and palmar erythema, which are due to high estrogen level. Mild degrees of hirsutism may be observed, and in prepubertum, the excess hair is lost. Weight gain. The normal pregnancy variable amount of weight is a constant phenomenon. In early weeks, the patient may lose weight because of nausea or vomiting. During subsequent month, the weight gain is progressive until the last 1 or 2 weeks when the weight remains static. The total weight gain during the course of a single tone pregnancy for a healthy woman average 11 kg. This has been distributed to 1 kg in first trimester and 3 kg in each second and third trimester. The total weight gain at term is distributed approximately as follows. Reproductive weight gain 6 kg, net maternal weight gain 6 kg. The fetus weight 3.3 kg, placenta 0.6 kg and liquor 0.8 kg. Increase in blood volume 1.3 kg. Uterus 0.9 kg, breast 0.4 kg. Increase in extracellular fluid 1.2 kg, accumulation of fat and protein 3.5 kg. During pregnancy, there is variable amount of retention of electrolytes, that is sodium, potassium, chloride. The sodium is osmolarity active and partially control the distribution of water in various compartments of the body. Cause of increased sodium retention during pregnancy, first is increased estrogen and progesterone. Second is increased aldosterone consequent on the activation of the renin-angiotensin system and possibly due to increased anti-diuretic hormone like ADH. The amount of water retention retained during pregnancy at term is estimated to be 6.5 liter. The increased accumulation of fluid in the tissue space mainly below the uterus is due to diminished colloid osmotic tension due to hemodilution drying the fluid out of the vessels, and second is increased venous pressure of the inferior extremities. Thus, slight edema of the leg is not uncommon. Otherwise, normal pregnancy. Importance of weight checking. Single weight checking is of little value except the identify the overweight or underweight patient. Periodic and irregular weight checking is of important to detect abnormality. Rapid gain, rapid gain in weight of more than 0.5 kg a week or more than 2 kg a month in later month of pregnancy may be early manifestation of pre-eclampsia or need for careful supervision. Stationary or falling weight may suggest intrauterine growth retardation or intrauterine death of fetus. Obese women are in increased risk of complication in pregnancy, labor, and puerperium. Ideally, weight gain should depend on pre-pregnancy body marks (BMI) and weight gain for women with normal BMI 20 to 60 in 11 to 6 kg and obese women BMI and should not gain more than 7 kg, whereas underweight and may be allowed in weight gain of 18 kg. Maternal nutrition and weight gain during pregnancy are directly related to the newborn weight gain. However, it may not be specific indicator as there are other factors for low birth weight infant. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 JVW. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.